Alright guys, so this will likely be the quickest video that I've ever made on the channel. It's not going to be one of those long videos because the product that we're going to talk about today, which is the Truthear keyX, there's not a lot to it. Now it does a lot, it solves a lot of different problems when it comes to audio, but it only comes in at $30. It is a little portable DAC amp that has a USB-C connection for you to plug into your phone or your laptop or whatever, and it gives you a 3.5mm plug-in. And the 3.5mm plug-in also supports mics, so if you're using a gaming headset or an IEM that has a microphone on the cable, it will pick that up, so you're able to use it for taking phone calls. But the whole idea of this, now it's convenient as, you know, true wireless earbuds and wireless headphones are. That's going to be a lot of people's go-to. There's so many people that still feel, and I'm in this category as well, that you're still not getting the same audio quality that you get when you use a wired device. So the keyX kind of solves that issue because it's very, very portable. It even comes with this little clip that I took this off of here. I don't like having it on here, but it gives you this little clip so you can keep it on a bag or maybe even keep it on your keychain so that you have the keyX with you at all times. And then outside of that, there's nothing in the box. That is it. But the keyX has a Cirrus Logic CS43131 chip in here that is actually pretty powerful. I mean, I was able, even with my Bayer Dynamic, which is an 80 ohm version, I was able to get plenty of power, plenty of volume just by simply using this. And another little trick that the keyX has up its sleeve that I don't see with a lot of other little portable DACs and amps is you can simply go into a Chrome browser or Safari or Edge or whatever, and it even has an online EQ tool. And the chip that's on the keyX will just remember whatever settings that you do within the EQ settings, and it will just apply to whatever you're using. Now, I didn't use this much because I found that the EQ settings that are on the keyX just out of the box were already exactly what I wanted. Plus, different headphones and different IEMs, I would want to go in and, you know, switch around the EQ for every device that I'm using. And I wanted this to be like just a simple plug and play device. I didn't want to go in and play around with a bunch of settings, but I do think it's very convenient that you have this option because this isn't something that I've seen with a lot of other devices. Now the keyX does give you up to 32-bit playback. So again, because you're using a wired device, because you're getting up to 32-bit playback, this is essentially like listening to a CD or whatever straight from the source. You're not having to rely on high-end Bluetooth codecs that are being transmitted, and there's always going to be some sort of quality loss. You're not going to get the same thing that you get with wired devices. So the keyX, especially with testing this new IEM that I'm testing, which is the Resonance 5, I will have that video coming up shortly. I have found myself basically leaving this in my phone and my Steam Deck like all the time. That's the things that I've been using it for the most. Testing audio on my phone, the Steam Deck, this thing stays in my Steam Deck just because of the boost in audio quality that I'm getting, matching that with a pair of IEMs and using it on different games. It just, again, no wireless device is going to be able to compete with that. But then I also use it on my Surface Pro. So everything portable, this thing has pretty much been sticking with me through all of it. And I've had no issues with using this. It's very convenient. And again, if I want to use it for gaming and also be able to use a microphone, it also allows me to do that as well. So as far as any like technical specs, it does have a frequency range of 20 hertz up to 20 kilohertz. And the frequency range just from sound alone is incredible out of this tiny device. Again, it's something that I kind of overlooked at first. It's something that I wasn't going to take seriously. I get a lot of requests to try different little dongles and different little DAC amps and things like that. And for the most part, a lot of them are kind of similar. In fact, a lot of them seem to be the same thing, just rebranded from one thing to the next. And this could be a rebrand from something else. I don't know. I haven't seen anything like this where you're able to go online and just kind of EQ it. If there's a particular sound that you're going for, or the IEM or headphone that you're using doesn't, you know, pull out something and you want to amp it up a little bit more, this little device does that. And again, I didn't expect this at the $30 price range, so I did want to do a quick little video just to talk about it. This is something that's kind of an afterthought, something, you know, doesn't get talked about often, and I don't really ever cover things like this on the channel, but this one was too good not to talk about. So to kind of describe it from a sound standpoint, I'm only going to say this kind of as like a general statement because it is going to depend on the device you're using itself. But my experience with my Beyerdynamics, also with the different IEMs that I've been testing, is it is very powerful. It definitely kind of gives you a boost in the low end, definitely boost up the treble a little bit. Now, it isn't trying to do anything crazy, but it is trying to show that, hey, we do have some power in here, and it doesn't sound artificial. It's giving it just enough of a boost to give you that impact with the low end and give you a little bit more brightness with the treble. And vocalist, I felt like, you know, it basically just pushes the mids slightly forward. It's boosting everything, but it never really took away from a natural sound. It kind of added a slight amount of warmth, especially with the IEMs that I'm testing. But it's fantastic. The soundstage and the sound imaging in the devices, I still felt like were very open. Because of the boost, it didn't make anything feel like more closed in or isolated or anything like that. Just from a sound quality standpoint, it's going to be very hard to be disappointed with this, especially when you can also go in and EQ it the way that you want to. And as far as negatives, I really don't have any other than the fact that it is something that you're going to have to keep up with. And then obviously you are going to have a cable going from your phone or your Steam Deck or your laptop or tablet or whatever, or people now in a wireless world might not want those kind of things. But for those of us that still do want those kind of things, the Truthear keyX is a really nice little device that I definitely think is worth the $30 price tag. But guys, that wraps up my video on the Truthear keyX. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.